Let's go.
He's a cowboy. Oh,
Listen, Josh, you had to hear that so many times last night because I kept winning.
That's right. Pac-Man genius.
Mortal Kombat, baby.
Hey, guys.
So what's up? Avengers, how we all doing this Saturday?
Good. What's going on, Chloé? What's going on, Josh? What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, people? How you guys?
Oh, we good. Just chilling, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat, what were we playing? 10, 11?
11. Yeah, I had like a challenge last night. And so I did a stream where I was just like, look, all the people that's been talking trash throughout the week. This one guy kept telling me, yo, get the game. I'm like, I've already bought it on PlayStation when it first came out. And I spent like over $100 because it came out with so much stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to buy it again on Stadia. So they had a Black Friday sale. The guy was like, dude, it's only $14. So I was like, all right, I'll buy the base game. And then I was like, but then I'm gonna lay out the challenge. Everybody's been talking trash. Come see me. Stadia Pro Gaming was there, and
yo, shout out to Stadia Pro Gaming. Appreciate you, my bro.
Yeah, man, he's been really cool. We've connected recently, and we plan on doing some things together. And yeah, so I had like a little Mortal Kombat tournament just for the people. I had it closed, so just for the people we all have been talking trash throughout the week. And I played for about 2 hours and lost twice.
Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty impressive. And even Stadia Pro Gaming had to admit he whipped me bad and made me refund the game.
Yeah, he said, but that's the cool thing with Stadia. If you play it under 2 hours, you could refund it and get your money back.
Really?
Yeah, you could be like, all right, for whatever reason, I didn't like the game. Yeah, Google's really cool with that. Yeah, 2 hours. As long as it's within 2 hours, here, take your money back. You didn't like the game, whatever reason. It's cool.
Now, is it 2 hours of gameplay or 2 hours of the purchase?
I think I don't know. Might have to ask Stadia Pro Gaming and explain that to us. Yeah, I'm real critical on my purchases. So pretty much if I buy something, I did so much research, I really wanted it. But and then that's why I love GameFly. There's games that I want to play, but listen, I GameFly and it's going back. Or if I like it that much, I'll buy it. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure to answer that question. Sorry.
I love that shirt, Chloe, even though it took you 4 episodes to get into it. But
you know what? At least I watched it.
That's true.
That's shade. I'm throwing shade.
He said he was gonna watch Lovecraft Country. Relax.
He still has to also watch Harry Potter.
Oh, I tried to help you, Miguel. I tried.
Shots fired. He started it, right? He opened that door. So
Lord of the Rings. And I actually helped you out a little bit when I sent you the marathon on Sci-Fi. So no excuses.
I appreciate that. I will watch Lovecraft though. I said you guys sold me. I watched your whole hour review the other day. So
yeah. Absolutely. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat changed a lot.
Okay. I didn't realize it was that long. It was good.
Oh, yeah.
Review? It was an hour,
yeah. Right?
Yeah, my mom liked it. She's my number one fan.
By birth.
BC before Chloe. She been with me. Feel me?
Oh, all right. All right. So first order of business is the news that Brother Mike sent from JC about the apparent Amazonian film by director of Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins. So I think this is a very strategic move. Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of fun as well. I think it's going to be great because Patty is very talented, and it reminded me of, let's say, competition between DC and Marvel. Because there was that rumored Okoye series that's supposed to be a trilogy, so it seems like it's going to serve similar demographics, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think it's dope to explore her world. Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, because even going back to the long time ago, comics and TV shows, like she came here, but they never really explored her world. You heard that? I heard that too. La Mascara and stuff like that. And I think that those her family, all the Amazonians, like that was the best part to me of part one. So I would love for them to explore that a little bit deeper. And I don't know if it's going to be before Diana was born, in the middle, wherever it is, but I think it's dope to explore that world.
I I think they often try to do prequels because then they don't have to worry about casting a person to play that actual character, just like they did Gotham. So, they could just get away with making Bruce Wayne little. They don't have to get a prominent actor. I think that's one of the biggest things, like who's going to play somebody in the show, right? So they can make it simple. If they make before Diana's birth, aka Wonder Woman, as people didn't know, then yeah, this show could just be about, it's like when they did the recent Superman show, and I didn't watch it. I DVR'd it and never watched it. It was called
Small World?
Krypton. No, Krypton.
Smallville. Oh,
Krypton. Yeah, and it was all about before Superman was even born. So I feel like they could do the same thing with Wonder Woman, and and they could, you would still enjoy it because it's her backstory before her story. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely, especially since I guess Mount Olympus or Amazonian world essentially has similar I guess geographical significance as Wakanda, being hidden in plain sight.
That's cool.
Yeah, and if you look at even the scene in Justice League and whatnot, they all could fight, not just Diana. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So they might not be as powerful as her, but they're all beasts. So I think that would be a wonderful show.
It says Wonder Woman was born from BDSM man long time ago, but I love the character. Those strong women need to be celebrated. Like Xena.
Yeah.
Kind of like Xena World. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Xena was my show back in the late 90s.
Yeah, I agree.
Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
Hercules was boring. Xena was much better.
I like them together.
I like Hercules too.
I like Xena by herself.
Okay. I liked both of them. I like when they did the episodes together.
Well, she was a spinoff of his show, so that makes sense. But the Xena show was much better than I thought the Hercules show was.
Absolutely. And to add to your point, Miguel, about seeing how essentially the Amazonian warriors would be able to fight, and because they all strong as hell, capable as hell, and we all see how they look. I mean, I think it's every young man's dream to experience what Chris Pine's character experienced in Wonder Woman, just be lost in oasis of a hidden free land with Amazonians,
like Meg the Stallion.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Apparently not to Josh, but yeah, and I think that since Patty already did the other movies, that it's her world, so she can keep world building based off that. So I like that too as well. So
absolutely, and I also heard it could be a TV series in addition to after the film, so it'll be interesting to see what they do with that, because HBO Max, they're great at adding content. So to add that to the arsenal, I think that would put a closer leg towards Disney Plus.
Well, this is definitely their year coming up to see what they can do. HBO Max. So that's what happens there.
I think the only thing that I give credit to Disney is they have the Marvel universe that went on for all these years and all these movies that connect. So we often get caught up and say, I gotta watch every Marvel movie because it's connected. So Disney is brilliant to do shows that also connect. So I feel like HBO doesn't have something like that yet, that you're automatically invested, right? Like I'm gonna watch the show that looked weird. What is it?
Mandalorian.
No, I'm talking about Marvel.
WandaVision?
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that, but I have no interest, but I'm gonna watch it because it's part of the universe, right? The MCU. So I think that's really what Disney got up their sleeve. That's
I mean, that's a great point, because John Kemp is apparently saying this Patty Jenkins film is supposed to connect to Wonder Woman 2, which is going to be interesting as well. So maybe there's going to be a lot of Easter egg that's going to point us in the direction of that film or show, which would be cool.
Yeah, that's what they need. That's brilliant. They just keep connecting. If you asked me 20 years ago, like, what if they had movies that connect? I would never think they could pull it off. And I would probably be like, I just want a really good one-off show or movie, because I'm kind of like that type of person. That's why I'm always comparing what's better, regardless. But it's brilliant, man. So if anybody else could do it too, I mean, DC is a huge universe as well. So why not?
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chloe, what are your thoughts about this development?
I'm all for tall, beautiful women, because we lit.
Oh wait, you're tall. You're tall as well.
Yes, I am. I would be an Amazon lady.
Wait, because in lore, are Amazonian women over 6 feet?
in lore, I think they are, I guess. But I mean, Gal Gadot, I don't think she is. So,
Right.
But
she's actually your height in real life.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And you know, you got to add the pumps on there. So then I'm like,
because I remember people were mad when she was casted that she wasn't. They didn't think she was big enough to play Amazonian.
I was mad too. Like when they first casted her, I was like, "What?" Like
Wow.
I was bent out of shape.
y'all get what stilettos look like, right? You could fight. They fight in hills too.
I don't know about that.
Add a couple 6 inches on there.
Wow. Sounds like a
Listen,
spin-off topic for Poetic
if
Charm.
Beyonce could do
Yeah, right.
6 inches, I don't see why they can't fight warrior ladies.
And
that's also true. Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'm sorry, go ahead, Josh.
oh no, I was just gonna read that. So thank
Winter
you,
Soldier.
Stadia Pro Gaming, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and WandaVision, and apparently they have allegedly recast Sam's, I guess, Falcon role if he's gonna take up the Captain mantle.
Oh wow.
Being Captain America.
Probably got a lot of hate.
Anthony Mackie. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's apparently the news.
Okay.
So we shall see if that holds any water.
Right.
And hopefully they I'm not too thrilled to see WandaVision. I'm more thrilled to see this series personally. That's just me.
No, because this looks more serious. But again, you probably will watch Wonder Vision, right? Just because it's connected, right?
I mean, I guess it would depend on. I don't know. Just from the trailer,
I'll watch only because I mean, what you're saying, Anthony, the connectivity, and I think because she's going to be in Doctor Strange also, right. So I feel like that might lead into Doctor Strange. So I'm like you're saying, I don't want to miss.
Yeah. Right. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want somebody to be like, and I'm going to get into this later, Mike, when we talk about Mandalorian. But I don't want somebody to be like, you should have watched that. You know, and you'd be like, oh man, I missed out.
Word. Shout out to E Money. Also loves Mortal Kombat 11 as well.
E Money.
And Stadia Pro Gaming says it should be interesting how these shows will tie into the MCU cinematic universe. Absolutely. So if anything, that's why I would watch it, because of the Doctor Strange connection. As Miguel said, that's probably literally the only reason.
Same here, Josh. We're on the same page.
But yeah, thank you, E. I can't wait for Falcon Winter Soldier. I think that's gonna be the best series. That and Loki for me.
Oh, Loki, yeah. Love Loki.
Oh, yeah.
So.
However, I do think, to be fair, I think Scarlet Witch is kind of a underrated character because she's very powerful.
Ooh, yeah.
I hope this will, illustrate her powers to get us more interested in this character. And as Tony has been saying all along, Marvel does this incredibly well about getting you interested in characters who you normally wouldn't be interested in.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, agreed. Yeah. They do that well. Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do for like the Eternals and Shang-Chi with that, because they're like really not known characters. They're like third, fourth tier characters. So
for real, for real.
I'm really seeing what they're gonna do with that.
Everybody get a little bit of shine.
Oh, this is a great question. So Stadia Pro Gaming says, what are your guys' thoughts on COVID and movie theaters? Is the ship sailed and everything's going to be streamed? What do you think the future is? That's a wonderful question. What do we think, guys?
Well, I know recently you guys put in the chat that looks like Disney is getting more on board with VOD. Mm-hmm. But like Mike and I'll be terrified to see movie theaters go out of business because I just love that experience. But I think the industry has to evolve, right? So you got to do what's best for the times. Now, I feel like eventually we're going to have COVID under control and things could resume, but maybe this is what, like the comet that killed the dinosaurs, right? COVID comes, a lot of companies get onto VOD and then video on demand, and then they decide, you know what, we don't really need movie theaters anymore. And just like how the drive-in theaters are like almost extinct, right? So maybe there just be a few movie theaters like, oh, we want to go to the movies. You have to make sure you should like to drive in ahead of time, reserve, so you could go there, because it's just be one big building that's like in 3 states. There's the local movie, or not local, but there's a movie theater, and that may be possible, but it's too. I guess there's so many movie theaters. Then again, there was a lot of drive-in, so But to answer the question, I got a feeling that we're going towards that. A lot of studios jumping on VOD.
I think Disney was already, had a plan to go more towards it before COVID, but it was like a longer plan, like maybe 4 or 5 years. Now they're just kind of speeding it up. I think we'll know a lot on December 10th when Disney has announcements, and if they do bring Black Widow to VOD, that'll be a huge no as far as like what they plan to do and stuff like that. Especially after Wonder Woman, we just talked about, right? It's going to be simultaneously in theaters and streaming, which is interesting. But to answer his question, I don't know if the streaming keeps getting more and more popular and more people do it, then it's almost like the overhead for theaters. Why bring it back? AMC Hamilton closed because of the overhead. It's plain and simple, right? So when the overhead's not there, then it's going to be like, why? And then to get it back to, I mean, like theaters are one thing, Tony, but to get it back to like where it's like it'll be an event, like Avengers Endgame, where there's millions of people there. I don't know if you'll ever see that again, honestly. So I think it's just time will tell.
Sure.
Well, from parents' perspectives, like one of my best friends, she was talking about was it the Troll movie?
Yeah, Trolls.
No, it's one movie that's coming out. It might be the Trolls. It's another kiddie movie, but she was like, they need to just stream it to the TV. I don't know why they're not doing it yet. So, like, I think a lot of parents want the movies to come out straight away to streaming. Number one, is cheaper. Number two, televisions are like dumb cheap now. So, like, I think a lot of people are going to just make a nice, comfy space at home.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, like I said, I'd rather just be at home and watch it. And then maybe people who want that, I guess, to get out the house and, be somewhere they could do the drive-up movie thing, which was pretty dope when we went in the summer. Like, I wouldn't mind doing that again. Because it's like you're in your own private space. Like, y'all know I'm a germaphobe anyway. I don't want people all up in my space. But it's a giant screen, and then you have your little space.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, only thing about that is being in New Jersey, I mean, I guess you can still go in the winter, but you got to keep your heat on the whole time in the car. So that's the only difference and whatnot. So that's the only tough part. But go ahead, Tony.
No, I was going to say the drive-in theater actually closed during the wintertime.
Well,
there you go.
Well, you guys know they're getting innovative with these outside dining situations. And they have, like, I know there's this rooftop bar in the city. And they have these little igloos that you can sit in.
Yo, Chloé thinks she's slick. And thank you, Stadia Pro Gaming. She's about to swipe my point. So I agree with all you guys, right? And I do think in order for the movie theaters to exist in this COVID area, to Stadia Pro Gaming's point, I think you are gonna have to be innovative, and you're gonna need things like this. So as Chloé was alluding to, the little pods and igloos at restaurants, I think each movie theater is going to have this within the theater to have a siphoned off point for each row of seats or each group of seats, and you can sell them by 4s or 2s or 6s, whatever groups, and then you can still have that movie theater experience in the theater. Because as both of you gentlemen know, the movie theater experience with things like Avatar and things like Dark Knight and Endgame, all on IMAX and in theaters with the surround sound.
You can't replace it at home.
Can't replace that. However, you can get very close. So on the other side of the spectrum, if Disney is so gung-ho, because they can benefit from both sides, but specifically on streaming, if they can partner with some home theater creators to help people kind of subsidize the price, kind of like how solar panels are. The people are able to subsidize the price with great deals and whatnot. So if you can create a home theater experience with new chairs and having surround sound, and as Chloé said, the 4K televisions that are 60 inch are less than $1,000.
Yeah, they even have like the 80-70 inch on Black Friday for like $299. But then they also, like, I like Josh's idea about like maybe having individual pods in the movie theater. So like each seat you like get into like a zip up pod maybe. Which they actually have. So that would be interesting. But then they would have to like sanitize each pod every time. I don't know. or maybe go
All right, they
outside.
listen. I'm gonna tell you, one of the craziest jobs must be that when the people at Great Adventures, they was sanitizing like crazy, so they could do it. You know,
I
I've
don't
been,
think they were sanitizing.
huh?
I don't think they were sanitizing.
I've been there. I went there when it opened. Like,
So that was like when it opened, but like they have tickets. The season pass are like 80% off right now.
yeah, I mean, but what are you saying? What does that have to do with sanitizing?
That is disgusting anyway. Like how much sanitizing can you do at Six Flags?
Oh, well, they had a little system. I don't think their system was perfect because after every three people after the ride, every third ride, then they sanitize and then let somebody on. So technically, those
Third
three,
ride,
yeah, that yeah.
germs are there.
Well, I mean, that's what they did. But I'm just saying they still have manpower of people sanitizing. You know what I'm saying? So, like you were saying in the movie theater, people will have to sanitize. People are doing that now at the movie theater. We went, like, people are sanitizing now. You know, they'll get crafty. But what do you guys think? Let's throw this in there too. Remember, they had the whole thing where you could rent a movie theater, so you can have a bunch of your family that came together, and you could rent out a theater. That's also a thing too. So I'm curious on how that will play. Will movie theaters make some decent money with that?
I would rather do that, honestly. Like if I am gonna go to the movie theater,
Mhm.
like we went during the pandemic and it was empty, which
Right.
okay. But like if there were other people, like I got a little nervous because there was like one other couple there, but nah, like I'll do the whole renting thing.
Mhm.
I think what you've always been saying, so when it goes back to the movies, like will they put the movies out? You know what I
Yep.
mean? And even if you rent in the theater, will the studio feel like they'll make enough money to have to make it right, Josh? So they won't put the new movie. You probably can rent a theater for some old movie, I'm sure, right now, probably, but I don't think
Well,
they're going to put up the
some of
new
the
movie.
movies that's out now, like I said, I was shocked when I went to the movie theater and seen trailers of movies that's out currently that I would personally see. Yes, it wasn't a super blockbuster, but the Freaky movie, you know, I was like, man, that was a pretty good movie. That you know, there are actually some movies like the movie with Kevin Costner. There's
Yeah,
some movies right
it's
now that
already on VOD, by the way. So.
yeah. So there's movies that's out in the movies that's actually kind of decent. I just don't see the trailers for them. They're not being shown, you know.
And that's B is saying it'll break my heart if theaters become a thing of the past. But I see, you know, if it going that way because of how things are. And he also adds, go ahead, Chloé.
So hear me out real quick, right? Let me paint a picture, right? Here's a scenario. Let's say first quarter next year, there's a vaccine, right?
Mhm.
Let's say 4 months after there's a vaccine. So there's been 4 months of vaccines, right? And people got them, didn't get them, whatever, right? And then let's say, because I'm gonna choose a movie. Now, I don't know what's gonna happen with Black Widow. I personally feel like that's the biggest movie that's hovering out somewhere. But maybe, huh?
007.
So.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know about that. But I'm just gonna say Black Widow. So but that's cool, to each his own. Now, what if Black Widow does go to VOD or whatever, right?
Right.
There's one other one other movie, I think, right?
E-Money said that for poetic charm, my bro.
So real quick. So let's say they do a vaccine, right? And like 4 months go by, right? So some people get comfortable and they just launch something in the theater that a lot of people will go, like Fast and the Furious, right? So if the timing could be right, where so many vaccines, people feel comfortable, and then launch a big movie that a lot of people wanted to already see that, but didn't come out this year. Launch something like Fast and the Furious that you've been invested in. You don't seen so many movies. You've been waiting for the new one. I think maybe that could be a resurgence of the movie theater trying to get that hamster wheel moving again. Something like that happen.
I mean, go ahead, Chloé.
I would say they would have to lower those prices all the way down too, because why would, if I have 5 kids, which I will never have, but if I have 5 kids,
Right.
I'm gonna spend $20 a kid, and then you know all that expensive. Movie theaters are expensive unless you have like those movie theater passes. But I feel like a lot of people got rid of those because they're not sure if the movie theaters are gonna close or not. So it's like a waste of money.
When we went to the movie theater, it was only $9.99. Like prices are, it was not. I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? It's only $10. Yeah, the price actually went down. The theater we went to
per person. So if you have a large family, that's still $50 versus like.
And again, that's fair. And to Chris's point, those poor workers are being worked too hard and I doubt getting paid more. So to me, I'm just looking at it as a pure logistical, you know, point, especially thinking about it from a CEO executives level, right? So if the price that was being quoted to rent a theater, just one theater is $125, something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
that again, that's not even half of the theater in terms of having it sold out for a feature film. So to me, this simple dollars and cents, that's not going to equate to any type of return on investment for a theater. I feel like for a movie studio and a theater, because you still got to pay these employees who have to sanitize it. Even if you don't have any more ushers and you just replace them with people who sanitize it, and they essentially, if we do use the pod example, they essentially become the cleaning staff at a restaurant where you wipe down the table. They got to wipe down the pod after each film. Right. And you really don't need any more ushers because you're going to scan in a barcode type of thing. So it becomes like Easy Pass, and you replace those jobs type of thing.
Yeah.
So let me just follow up on everybody's point. So I feel like Tony's path would be the correct path, right? If the vaccine came out and then they had a big movie like almost a few months following it. Mm-hmm. I think it's got to do with the cases, though. You know how people are. Like when they see there's less cases, they'll feel more comfortable over a long period of time, obviously. To Chloe's point, though, I think parents are happier because not only are they paying less to get the new movie that's coming out, but taking kids to the movies like under, let's say, 10 years old, it's also a hassle. They gotta use the bathroom. They want all these snacks. It's a whole big thing. So now you get 5 kids in the house, and it's like regular. They get the new movie for $20 and whatnot. So I feel like they love it right now. For that. And Tony, you had kids who were around the same age when they were little and stuff like that. So I think that's true. As far as Josh, I think the pods would be, a good idea. I just don't know if you can, the size of the pods, you can still have enough pods to make enough money to satisfy the studios and stuff like that. So that's the only thing I would say.
Exactly.
They're just gonna have to be more innovative with cutting costs when they're making these movies. Honestly,
that's not okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's the point, and that might not be great for me and Tony or other movie watchers, because if you cut the cost of the budget, it can lower the quality of the movie sometimes, and that's the problem. But that might be the way. This is the way. That might be the way if they have to go to streaming only, because you can't make $1 billion on streaming. It's not possible.
Right.
I mean, honestly, I think technology gets cheaper and cheaper each year. So I feel like look at Back to the Future in that budget versus how much it would cost to make Back to the Future now. So I think that especially with all these people being home and being innovative with the different technology that's available, they have no choice but to cut the budget of the movies. And I don't see why they wouldn't. And then they might even be able to pay the actors less, to be honest.
I'm to add to your point, I'm respectfully kind of like how we brought up for the Lovecraft, argument. Same thing with Game of Thrones, because it's a lot easier to get a return on that investment if a show is streaming or on premium cable, because we've seen over the years, shows that we love, like House of Lies with Academy Award winner Don Cheadle, right? If you're able to get these movie stars to be in these shows, then it increases the level of the subscription packages and the streaming services to the level that movie theaters were, because the whole aspect with movie theaters is that you have them filled with movie stars on the content. But if you have those same stars, and we see them now being migrated, and Disney Plus is doing it, they're integrating with that, with people like Tom Hiddleston with Loki and whatnot. So he's a massive star, but he's also going to be on television. And before, we 10 to 20 years ago, it was a sin for a major movie star to be on television. And now it's cool. And also probably more profitable as well. So unfortunately, it feels like that's going to overtake the theater industry, unfortunately.
Even look at Netflix with the whole Dave Chappelle situation. So Dave Chappelle, if you guys haven't known, the Chappelle Show, apparently his contract, he doesn't get paid off of any of the episodes of the Dave Chappelle Show, which is insane because the show is obviously named after him, but his contract, whatever. So because he has such a great relationship with Netflix, and he did specials for them specifically, and they were so popping, Netflix actually took the Dave Chappelle Show off as per his request. So they're these huge actors. I mean, he's a comedian, but they're building these relationships with these streaming services, and their relationships are going to be better than it would be with a large production company. Because they have more pull.
Yeah, creative control.
Creative control. They have more say because they're driving the traffic to these streaming sites.
Exactly, and it's direct to the talent and the distributor as opposed to as you were saying, the manufacturer, which would be the studio. What were you about to say, Big Mike?
Chappelle's show topic is good. I'm gonna save that for Wednesday for another show. But as far as what you're saying, I remember on Entourage, right? Remember when Vince was going to do TV and it was like TV, and he felt so like slighted because they wanted to do TV. So
right.
I remember, it changed so much over the years. But they're talking about Ahsoka, so I think we should move it to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
We gotta get back to this one anyway.
Oh, so, absolutely. So Tony Stark is all caught up.
What's all that, baby?
I pressed him last night. Yo,
that's amazing.
You better be careful. Cory Booker gonna come after you.
Yeah, all right. I don't think he ain't got anything to worry about with that.
Cory Booker gonna come after you.
Yeah.
All right, Chloe, your thoughts?
We just watched the latest episode with Ahsoka, and it was my favorite episode. Number one, they finally named the child.
Oh my god!
Grogu.
Finally, I don't know if I like his name that much, but the kid is named. It was really cute. I loved him in it, and I think that
Ellie's not a child either.
Yeah, well, he's 50 years old.
Well, he's a child compared to how long his lifespan is.
Yeah,
right.
They made the connection to Yoda, which was dope. Spoiler alert, guys. And I think that it opened it up for Luke to, make his appearance.
Yo, she be still the all my.
You gotta start talking about it before you start the show.
Right?
Man.
But it was dope. I like the special effects. I like that he was given like a backstory finally. And I like how they like Rosario Dawson's character is gonna make a comeback, obviously, in another episode, I would think. And
spin-off series, most likely.
Yes.
That's what I see happening now too, based off her thoughts there. But go ahead, Tony. I'll let you.
So for me, as soon as the title came up for the episode, The Jedi, I was like, "Oh, we're going there."
Oh man!
All right.
Let the force be with you.
And yeah, it was good, man. I mean, I'm on board of the show. You know me, I didn't like it at first, and once episode 7 and 8 came, I was on board, and of last season, and so I'm on board. But yeah, I mean, I was watching it and I paused it because Sandy and we talk sometimes. So we paused it and I was like, man, listen, if they not do such and such, we're talking. And she was like, just let's see. And then I feel like they did everything right for that episode. They did everything right. The way it started, the way they put the pieces together, they threw in his name, the way they decided to make, he wouldn't listen to Ahsoka, but he would listen to the Mandalorian. I was just like, everything was cool. Even at the end, I was like, so what's going to happen? Is she going to take him? And then she didn't, and still put it in his hands.
Listen, when we were watching it, I was like, if she takes him, I'm not watching this show anymore.
Yep. Same thing. I was like, yo, don't do it to me.
If they get rid of Baby Yoda, they lost me. I'm done.
Yeah.
Done.
Okay.
Like, oh, you're the father. You can have him back. I was like, okay, I'm satisfied. I'll continue.
I thought the episode itself was great, as you guys are both saying. I'm happy that he's finally got a name, even though nobody's probably going to use it. But I'm happy that he's finally got a name. I think if they wanted that to be his name, they should have been put that out. But that's neither here nor there.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because now in pop culture, he's only Baby Yoda to everybody now.
Yeah,
so even though he's not Baby Yoda, literally. I liked her giving him a little backstory about that he's been training at the temple for years and stuff like that. So he's been kind of holding back, it seems like, what he can do. I like the fact that she mentioned Anakin,
yes.
but like not by name, but she said the best of us, which was great for me and stuff like that. I don't really know who Ahsoka is, as you all know. So I wasn't really so for people who were like, oh my God, Ahsoka, I didn't get that, but to me it was still a great show. Like he's mentioning, Stadia says, now do you think it's going to be Luke or Ezra Bridger? I don't know who Ezra Bridger is and whatnot, but for people who watch those Clone Wars and Rebels, that's probably huge for them and stuff like that. I'm more of a movie guy, Stadia pro gamer and stuff like that. But and still was just a great overall episode. I just want to touch on the villain. I thought she was dope with her staff that she was using, and that it repels the lightsabers.
A Mandalorian staff, not her.
Well, his now, but it was hers at first.
Even before that,
it was a Mandalorian staff that she stole after she went and conquered.
Amen. Yes, with the Vescar. Yeah. And I like the little kind of like old time Western standoff between him and the Michael. What's his name? Michael something character. At the end of the show, he was in Terminator and Tombstone, stuff like that. So I thought it was great overall.
Absolutely. And Stadia Pro Gaming, you're definitely not chipping in too much. We appreciate the conversation from you and E and everyone, and Chris B, of course. So thank you for tuning in. And yeah, I think it is going to be Ezra, because I feel like Luke would be too big of a character. I think eventually they're going to add Luke, probably around the time when they come out with the Obi-Wan series. And then I think they'll add Luke to add some to generate some interest in that.
Yeah. So what do y'all think about? Because it looks like that they already announced earlier about the Boba Fett series, and then I don't know if Bo-Katan supposed to get her own series, and then it looks like Ahsoka might. So you feel like it's better to give all these different series, or maybe put it all in one big series?
Yeah, all different series. And I want a series for the what are those guys called with the white
Stormtroopers?
Yeah, the Stormtroopers. I want to see that.
That would be a comedy, by the way, but
yeah,
they did something like that on YouTube, but you should go follow it. But my issue is okay, we established that the MCU does a good job of making popular characters popular, right? But that's because everything connects so well. I feel like it took me more than halfway through the series to even be on board, and I feel like I don't know if you're gonna suck me in and Asuka get a show and this person get a show. Mike just cleared it, like he said. I don't even know who she is. I don't know if that's gonna work that well. I mean, Star Wars is huge, but it's on the level of a TV show, right? So a movie already got this big. Oh, you got to go to the movies and see Guardians of the Galaxy, which I don't know who they are, but I go see it and I'm in love, right? But I don't know. Like they have to take some time. Like maybe after 4 seasons of The Mandalorian, then maybe you could suck me in with another thing.
Well, here's the thing, Tony. That's a great point, but I will respectfully say, because of how you brought up before, because essentially Star Wars is being run by Disney now. Right. So they have Marvelized Star Wars, and the best way to do that is to create more content for people to dive into. And as of let's say the social and economic landscape now, the best way to do that is for streaming, and that will literally help increase the asset value of Disney Plus, who right now has minimal content. So I think to me that's a win-win for everyone involved. And as you keep bringing up, it is a massive brand.
I'm also going to say that people who don't even have Disney Plus know who Baby Yoda is. And honestly, okay, let me be transparent. When I heard about Baby Yoda, I was like, oh my God, I have to see this. Like, where is he at? And I couldn't find him because I didn't know about Disney Plus. And then there was some movie that was coming out. Wasn't it a Star Wars movie that did not have him in it?
Was it The Rise of Skywalker?
Yes. And I felt bamboozled because I was like, where's Baby Yoda? And everyone's like, oh no, he's on Disney Plus. And I was like, dang, I should have just watched Disney Plus. So like, I think that when they, and then you have to remember Disney Plus is for kids, essentially. Right. Like, let's be real. Like we're watching it.
Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that.
I don't know about all that.
I'm gonna say that we're watching it for nostalgic purposes, and most people have it.
No, dude.
It seems like
they have all of Marvel's content, all of Star Wars content.
Yeah, but to Chloe's point, when the Disney thing just came out, I have friends like, dude, I fell asleep watching DuckTales. I'm like, what? I'm not buying this to watch DuckTales, like my old nostalgic stuff, And so hear me out though. I think to Chloe's point, you're naming stuff that's old. They got all the Marvel movies. Yeah, we've seen that already. What new do they have that's for adults? So
they don't have new for kids either. They got old for kids. They are old.
But that makes sense though. A kid, like if you're spending money, right? If I'm spending money for me or my kids, I'm just gonna let my kids watch something old. I don't have to worry about wasting money. But for me, if I'm gonna shell out money, I need something new. So Chloe has a great point.
I mean, that's fair, but at the end of the day, let's not all ignore the fact that it is Disney. They're not going to have R-rated adult content like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So to the new content, sure, and for the old content, sure, but like as you said, Tony, you're not getting the subscription for the old content. So to me, there's no nostalgia there.
I mean, it depends on who you ask. I mean, and you guys are also looking through the lens of people who are like Marvel fans, but like most of my friends, they are like, oh my God, I could watch That's So Raven. Oh my gosh, I can watch The Proud Family. Like,
but your friends are adults. I mean, I guess that's the point I'm making.
With kids,
like
adults that have children.
Correct.
Or teachers who want to stream it in class.
Okay,
like,
kids.
It's for the kids.
Kids have their own like new stuff, right? Over the last 20 years or whatever, like that. All the your friends when they're watching DuckTales, how old are they? 40? Like most of the old stuff people are watching. No, I'm just saying. My point is that people are watching these older shows or even cartoons. I watched the old X-Men animated series for like 2 weeks when it first came out. But I'm an adult. Like a lot of adults are watching these old cartoons too, I guess.
For nostalgia purposes. So either you're an adult who's nostalgic and wants to, flash back to Nintendo days, Pocahontas days, or you're a person who has children who need them to be entertained, and then you could share your childhood with them as well.
Absolutely. You want to read that, Diz?
Yes. So Stadia Pro Gaming, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, love the lore, love the original movies, and even enjoy most of the prequels, but The Last Jedi lost me in a way that hurt my feelings. I feel like Rian Johnson ruined like Luke Skywalker's character, and I know that people don't grow old and live happily ever after. That's not the point, but Luke's character wouldn't have hid. Like I do a little bit of writing, and you can't take a character that had all this growth and move forward and then send them back to the beginning like that. Facts.
Yeah, that's completely fair. I think they're going to rewrite that ship with a Star Wars series. I definitely see that. I definitely see a Luke series spinoff at some point on Disney Plus.
Well, to Josh's point, it seems like that Dave Filoni is using a lot of his Clone Wars characters on The Mandalorian, bringing them to life, which is cool. It'd be nice if they intertwine some of the movie characters, a little bit more too, as well. So
probably really Obi-Wan when he has his series launched.
Yeah, and also here the Jedi that they might find might be the one from I guess the Fallen Knights game, something like that.
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, yeah, because apparently he was still around too at this point. So,
and apparently there's a Mandalorian character in the Fallen Order as well, which is pretty cool.
I might have to get that. So it's a sale right now, the Black Friday sale that ends December 3rd for Stadia, and everybody's like, do you get Star Wars or do you get the Avengers? So it's a big thing right now where people are, because they're both like under $30. So I already got Avengers. Maybe I should get that game. My brother played it, and he's watched all the Clone Wars. He played every video game. He's read the Star Wars books, seen all the Star Wars movies. He's a huge fan. He said that game is excellent. But,
yeah, I could imagine if you watched all that stuff, like seeing Ahsoka or Bo-Katan come to life, probably hit you differently than it hit me and you, Tony. I guess watching that show, whatnot. So. But it still was great. It was great to see lightsabers finally in the series. And stuff like that.
I was shocked because, and I'm thinking that nothing could repel a lightsaber. So when Mando was blocking, I was like, "Oh, his armor could block a lightsaber."
That cool. It's the vibranium of Star Wars, basically.
Well, what's funny? I was watching something. It was like, well, there was a war between the Mandalorians and the Jedi at one point. Mm-hmm. It was a war for a reason, because if they couldn't block it, it wouldn't have been no war. They would have destroyed them in the first place. So it's kind of made sense.
I definitely agree with Stadia Pro Gaming. Dave Filoni, I appreciate his passion for the series and the franchise, and I love how Disney is giving him the freedom to tell his story, tell Star Wars from his vantage point, which I think is great.
That's cool. Yeah, the thing I like about Filoni and Favreau is that they're Star Wars fans. They were kids,
right?
Kind of like how Feige was a comic book fan growing up. So I love that these people are taking their childhood fantasies and bringing them to life, rather than just some studio head who just trying to make money off of it and stuff like that. So
yeah, like Transformers.
I agree.
Right.
I like his armor too, but eventually he'll take it off. So we'll see.
Or at least the helmet.
We shall see.
But what about when he was drinking?
I thought they were gonna make him take it off when he had to connect with Baby Yoda.
And Yoda and Grogu was looking up at him like it was
Yeah, he pulled his thing up when he was drinking in the episode before that. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
He like, nobody knows me.
Hey, listen. You guys saying nobody's gonna use the name, but Mike just said it a couple times. Nobody's saying the big.
That's Mike. I'm not using that.
Nah, henceforth he is going to be referred to as Grogu, Baby Yoda.
For me too, yeah, Grogu as well. Because I'm big on using characters' names myself personally.
Thank you, Miguel.
Grogu sounds like Goku. I'm good.
First of all, it sounds like baby talk, like goo goo gaga. Like, so I think it's perfect. Personally, I think it's going to catch on. Honestly,
you don't think
you know what I would love? I would love to know all the other names they probably came up with when they was thinking of the name.
Grogu.
Well, again, to your literally, I feel like your entire point about Baby Yoda is how cute he is, and
so
that's a cute name for a baby. And every time he responds to hearing his name is adorable. So I think it is.
I think he's still gonna call him the kid, and he's not gonna listen till he says Grogu.
No, but okay, but like kid, as in like how you prefer to like, yo, what up, bruh, or what up, dog? Like I still refer to Mike and Tony, but if I'm saying something like in jest, I'd be like, yo, bruh, come on. But like, and that's how he uses kid.
I agree.
He's like, wait, you can understand him? I want him to talk. I want him to like. Obviously, he knows.
I don't know if he talk. I don't know if it might ruin it for me.
It might be right there. It might
like
maybe not until like a couple seasons.
Listen, Chloe want him to talk. He's gonna be like, "Yo, what's up, Mando?" Like, that's what his voice sound like.
No, because he has like a little baby voice, even when he like makes the cooing noises
or the purring noises like a cat. That was pretty.
I want him to grow bigger a little bit. That's what I want.
Oh, he's so cute and little. He should stay that little for another 100.
Hold up, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, is he gonna talk and be like, "Mando, I do"? Like, is he gonna talk like Yoda?
Talk in reverse?
Yeah, like Yoda. How much you want to bet Yoda's his like dad or grandpa?
It's not as bad.
How much y'all bet? I bet y'all that's his grandpa or something.
I would make a bet. Well, if they're related, that will be like I will flip out.
There's only one other being like him, and it's Yoda.
That she met.
No, she said that she knows him.
Right, but Yoda had to come from someone as well. So clearly, there's other beings like Yoda as well.
Right.
They're all related, like the little gecko people.
But let's say
their kind.
But let's say though, what about the stock of the story? Right? How cool would it be if he is related to Yoda? Like, it's okay. We obviously know that he's that species, but if he's related, even a cousin, that's gonna be. That's really cool.
His grandpa, y'all. I'm telling you.
I mean, that would be cool, I guess, in a way. But he's still not his baby, so I just want to, get that.
I mean,
that would be cool.
I feel like it would be, let's say, accepted fan service, unlike how Rey being a Palpatine was. But they wanted to connect all these families.
What was that?
Well, Rey being from the Rise of Skywalker, the female
grandfather. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that went over my head. I'm going to watch that movie again.
Well, it's on Disney Plus, so there you go.
I need the password.
Appreciate it, Stadia Pro Gaming, and absolutely. So we appreciate you joining us, and I'm curious what you guys think about the controversy with the midichlorians involved in Mando.
The who?
So break down the controversy, because I was trying to tell Sandy about it. You're talking about the midichlorian level?
Absolutely. Yeah. Let's read what Qui-Gon Jinn, shout out to Liam Neeson, has said about what exactly midichlorians are.
Wait, you want me to read it?
Well, I mean, I knew all about that. I was trying to explain it to Sandy, but go ahead. I guess you want to read it word for word.
As The Verge relays, the later scene has the Qui-Gon explaining what the midichlorians are, a microscopic life form that resides inside of all living cells. Oh, it's like mitochondrion. Mitochondrion. That's the word.
Okay.
That provide a connection between living things and the force. Oh, that's what she was talking about. Okay, according to the Qui-Gon Jinn, the midichlorians speak to us, telling us the will of the force. So basically, in the last episode, she explained that the force is actually in each living creature, and the force has to be bent to be used, basically.
Absolutely.
Like you're a vessel for the Force, right?
So again, for me personally, I never understood the controversy, simply because to me, this is what makes Star Wars more relatable to real life. Just like how some people are born more athletic, right? Or having more of an affinity to math or science or whatever. It just makes people different, type of thing. And I never viewed it as anyone could be a Jedi, because that's not the case.
Well, here's how they explained it. That would
That's
be
the
episode
problem.
1. Yeah, episode 1. So, Darth Vader, Anakin, right? So he had they explained everybody have metachlorians in them, but you have a higher level. So it's
Right.
like Dragon Ball Z when you got the visor on. They're like, Goku's power level is, so Anakin's metachlorian level was just off the charts, right?
20,000.
So if your level is higher, then you have a higher chance of being able to wield the Force.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And essentially, it is a life force. Literally, that's how they describe it. It's part of the life force that connects nature and every single being,
Right.
living being, and all that. Just like how we're all connected. However, not everyone is going to be as athletic as LeBron James or Michael Jordan. That's how I'm viewing it.
So everyone can bounce the ball, but everyone.
The controversy stems from the fact that that's not what Obi-Wan said about the Force back in episode 4, which came out before episode 1. So that's when it became like, well, wait, what is this at the time? Because he made it seem like it didn't have to do with metachlorians, that anyone could be a Jedi, anyone could have the Force at the time.
And that's fair, but we all know that George was literally making it up as he went along.
I know, but I guess it's why it's controversial, because if Obi-Wan was Qui-Gon's Padawan, then he should know that it's metachlorians. But he's like, nah, there's just anybody can have the Force later on. But that's what happens with Star Wars when they skip around different generations and timelines. Things get confused like that. So I understand it, but that's where the controversy stems.
I feel like you could bridge it together. It could be the same thing. So if everybody have metachlorians in them, right? But it's like sickle cell, right? Like some people have the sickle cell trait, right? So then, or some people have sickle cell. So let's say if your metachlorian level, we all have it, right? But if yours is higher, then you have a high chance of being able to wield the Force. So I mean, if it's in everybody and it's around, and we all have metachlorians in.
It's in the cell. Everyone has cells. So
yeah. Right there, you go.
Be able to.
Oh yeah, I guess the way you're saying it, yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like we all have it, but only some can wield the Force. That kind of makes sense, I guess.
Right, because
between the two of their explanations, somehow it became a huge controversy.
Right.
Oh wait, go back to that.
Right. Just like with the whole thing, just like with Rey becoming a Palpatine, they were upset about that because it was like, why does she have to be a Palpatine? Should be anybody could be a Jedi. So
yes, thank you. Yep. Like everyone has legs, but not everyone can dunk. Exactly, Stadia Pro Gaming. That's my point.
Yep, everyone has legs, but not everyone's 6'10". So where say Rey was higher than Anakin?
I would never say that ever in life. Anakin was the truth.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if she was higher than Anakin. They did make her a Palpatine, so I don't know.
I was a little confused with that. Okay, makes sense now. Thanks for fixing that. So yeah, Baby Yoda and Grandpa Yoda.
Grogu. Grogu.
Nah, I ain't calling him that.
Grogu.
Then I can call him Grogu.
What happened?
Like next time
it's not your fault, Chloe. I swear. It's not your fault. I'm telling you, they should have brought up the name a lot sooner. They want people to really use the name. Everybody.
Look, but here's the thing.
Nothing naughty. They're gonna call him Grogu. But
Grogu.
Here's what's cool. The marketing is genius, right? The Baby Yoda, the child, the kid, is way more marketable than Grogu. So I wouldn't have did it either, right? It let everybody, oh, he's so cute. You know how many people probably watched the show because of that? If it was just some, Grogu would have been like,
nah, they were upset about it, bro.
Huh?
What? They were upset about it. They were like, no, he's not. Like, they didn't think it would take off like that. They didn't know people call him Baby Yoda. No, they didn't call him Baby Yoda in the show. People, and we started calling him Baby Yoda. Not you and I, but
again, what I'm alleging to is marketing, right? Like Josh was saying. So think about it. And Chloe made a good point. It sucked people in. Like, that's so cute. Like, it just made sense to make it mysterious, like his character. I don't think they needed, like, I think this is perfect. This was a great episode. Just call the Jedi. You introduced the name. We already been calling Baby. You want to call him Grogu? Cool. You want to call him Baby? Like, it doesn't even matter. They don't have to be, man, now you calling this? Like, it works. Like Josh said, perfect. What's up, bro? What's up, Mike? Big Mike? Like, what? It's cool. We could all live in unity with this thing because I feel like it was perfect for me. Like, people still gonna call him Baby Yoda, and it's gonna work. The marketing, the little shirts, the everything, like it's brilliant. I'm sure it sucked a lot of people into this show.
I agree. I'm saying it wasn't their plan, and they were upset about it when people called him Baby Yoda last year. The makers of the show, they were
right?
Like, mad.
That's all right, but guess what? That they had
like it wasn't a marketing plan of theirs at all.
I'm sure it wasn't, but people take things and run with it. Like, for instance, right? I'm a part of a Stadia community. Google ain't paying none of us. Google's probably like, how they had a Stadia Super Saturday? Ain't none of them getting paid by us. We had a 36-hour event called Stadia Super Saturday, and Google ain't paid nobody, right? But people take things. But guess what? All these people watch Google's platform. Google probably sold so much. Those shirts say Baby Yoda probably brought so many people to the platform that they was first mad about. He ain't Baby Yoda. We got a name we ain't gonna reveal yet. But guess what? They ate off of it. So what I'm saying is
Disney has the trademark of that, obviously. Number one. Number two, in terms of entertainment value and production value, this is part of character development. So for me, it makes complete sense that this would be exposed and revealed in season 2 in episode 5. To me, it just makes sense, especially if you want it to be a long series.
And one last thing, there is many times that fans get their way and make a change. Look at Sonic, right?
True.
They spent $1 million to recreate Sonic because of the fans. I see video games get delayed. Anthem, my favorite game of last year. They said, listen, we hear the fans. We're going to make an Anthem 2.0. They're spending millions of dollars to redo the game because fans was complaining. So the fans, they sometimes get their way and reshape a plan that a director had. You know?
But I guess in this case they didn't, because their fans got their name Baby Yoda on the show, but they didn't let the fans get their way.
Well, we know he's not Baby Yoda, so that wouldn't make sense. That just wouldn't make sense because he's not Baby Yoda.
So speaking of video games, what was the console that introduced everyone to gaming? So I'm curious about Stadia Pro gaming. I'm curious about E-Money, Chris B. What got you guys into the gaming landscape?
Well, Chris left because of the Mandalorian spoiler talk, but I'll say it.
Whoops.
Spoiler alert.
It's all good. I'll see if we can get back
on. So as we wait for those guys, I know we already talked about it in the chat. Maybe we could just say our numbers as we wait for you guys to pick your numbers as well.
So for me, it was 12, which is Sega Genesis. And my best friend, Christian, shout out to K Rich, he had Nintendo. So number 20. So I had experience with both, but I was just more, into Sega Genesis.
Nice.
So I got gifted the
the
20 Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also got gifted a Sega Genesis.
You a brat,
but
bro.
My first game that I begged for was the Nintendo 64.
N64, isn't it?
And my cousin had a GameCube. And then Dana got the PlayStation. She was my best friend Dana. She got the PlayStation first. And we used to play Crash Bandicoot on hers. So I'd say probably Nintendo 64.
Wow.
Yeah, I went from Sega to PlayStation and N64. Then I just stuck with PlayStation ever since. I got Xbox one time just for Halo 2, but after that I was bored of it. And then this has been PlayStation ever since.
Where is the Nintendo DS on there?
It's not a console.
Okay.
It's not a console.
It's a handheld.
I mean, I played Atari, but my first system I owned was a Nintendo. Like what Chloe said in our chat, with Duck Hunt and Mario and stuff like that. So that's what I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, Double Dragon.
This with the Sonic the Hedgehog was my favorite game.
Oh yeah, Tails.
Oh my god, Sonic and Tails with the pinball machines. And then the first game I ever beat in my life was called Booger Man. Y'all never played that?
No,
we don't.
I know what you're talking about though.
Low.
It was called Booger Man, and it was on Sega Genesis.
Sounds disgusting.
It was nasty. It was like you had to fight the boogers.
Is that why you're a germaphobe?
That's what did it to him.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeesh.
And my because I didn't answer. Mine was number 18, the Atari. old school. Actually, I was playing in television that came before the Atari, but that's
Wow.
another story. But yeah, Atari, man, that's why I'm a Pac genius. I was playing. My mom and my grandfather was die-hard Pac-Man fans, and so I grew up watching adults playing Pac-Man, and I wanted to be good, and I was so into Pac-Man. And I have stories like how you guys mentioned Sonic and all that. I got stories of Pitfall, Adventurer, Asteroids, Centipedes, like so many games. Like the Atari was literally like our system growing up. Like I played that as if like it
Galaga.
was a Nintendo, you know. Yeah, Galaga.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Galaga was the beast.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I migrated on into that. I mean, eventually throughout my life, like my friend Lamont, we used to go around the corner to his house because he was like the kid that had, you know, more money than us, and he would get all the systems, and it bent me into being more of a gamer because I told myself, I was so envious of him. I said, when I get a job and I start working, I'm gonna have every system. And when I got a job and had an apartment, everybody came to my house. Oh, we going to Aunt house because I had every system. Like my house was the game place. Everybody would come over to my house because I was older than my friends, so they'll get out of school and come to my house so they could play games. But I've literally owned.
Wait, is that when you worked at Sears and had
Huh?
the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, when I was working at Sears, yep, in the Funtronics department, in the video game department, in the kids department. Then I worked at Electronics Boutique, selling video games. But yeah, I've owned every system. I want to say besides the Panasonic 3DO, besides Neo Geo, and that's probably it. Any American systems. But yeah, I've owned TurboGrafx 16, Sega CD, you name it.
Wow. Dreamcast.
What came before the Dreamcast was
GameCube.
the Saturn. No, Sega Saturn. So I had Sega Saturn, I had the Dreamcast, like you said, Nintendo 64. Man, you name it. I have everything besides Panasonic 3DO and
There
Neo
were
Geo.
some great, and I mean absolutely legendary at the time, wrestling games on N64. Those were
Oh
yeah. No Mercy to this day is still the best wrestling game I played.
Yeah. WCW versus NWO. Oh, that was a great
It was
game.
in that lineup. It was in the same company, AKI and Ukes. They made those series of games. So, matter of fact, there's the AEW is trying to. One guy is a diehard fan of those games. So AEW's they're in talks right now because they're making the AEW video game. And the guy said, we will not have a video game unless we could get Ukes and AKI to develop the game.
Wow, that's dope.
Play Like No Mercy. So they're trying to get it to Play Like No Mercy mixed with SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, the one with Brock Lesnar on the cover, because that's the best like these like WWE games now, and the best game back then was No Mercy. So they're really literally right now in talks of merging those two concepts for their game.
Okay, cool. Very nice. So as we transition everyone to Black Panther 2 production, which is slated to begin in July in Atlanta. How does everyone feel about this news?
2022 is gonna be the best year ever. Just saying.
I'm excited about them doing it. I mean, I'm interested because I know that the script was already done before. Chadwick, rest in peace, passed away. So I wonder how many changes did Ryan have to make for the script. Did it make any changes at all? I'm so interested in that situation because when they make a shooting date, they're already in like pre-production, stuff like that. So I'm very, very excited about that, and just to see where where he takes it, I guess.
So I have a question for you guys, and I thought about this today. So, like, I mean, if you really think about it, these movie productions are pretty much banking on like the main character, right? So like, and who's casted as it. So basically, with the pandemic and everything, if it could be really detrimental if people start dying. Like, because it takes years to produce these movies, right?
What's the question?
So my question is, like, what do you think would happen if like the main characters just started dying off?
And she's saying because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
That's all good. I mean, they'll recast them. That's just life. Listen, we keep going on. So, I mean, we're human beings. We're real resilient. So they'll just either recast somebody or they'll kill off the character. I mean, it's what they're doing with Black Panther right now. So I don't worry about that because movies is movies. Movies, either you're gonna recast the character, either you're gonna kill off the character, either you're gonna end. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so basic for them to just keep moving. You know, they're making. Listen, money trumps death. Let's just put that out there.
Of course.
So,
Ahead of all the people like Elvis and Michael Jackson who are making money as they're dead already. They're perhaps making more money as they're being deceased.
Right.
But in a movie, it's like, say you have the face of Superman and then Superman died. Well, like in Harry Potter, the guy Dumbledore, when he died, they just put another Dumbledore in there.
That's what they do, like Tony said.
You perfect the new Dumbledore
I like the
better.
second Dumbledore, but he was like a secondary character, kind of, sort of.
No, he became more prominent.
As the second Dumbledore, but the first Dumbledore didn't really. It wasn't like people were invested in that actor in that role.
Or Chloe, they could do something like Paul Walker in Fast and the Furious, and just his character rode off into the sunset.
Yeah, well, you know, but whether it's death or just recasting for any type of reason, disagreements, it happens. It's Hollywood, kind of like Tony said. Things you just move on and you recast and you still make a great movie. I mean, I don't think it's very rare, especially for somebody like Tony. He'll tell you himself, but like that people go to see the movie only because who's in the movie, stuff like that.
Right.
Look at Terrence Howard when he was Rhodey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Money talks.
He was in Iron Man initially, the first one.
Wait, he was War Machine.
He was Don Cheadle's character.
Yeah.
Or Don Cheadle was his character.
Really?
Yeah. And he actually fit better as War Machine than Terrence. Terrence Harris fit better than Don Cheadle did. Also,
we had long talks about this, but
it's on Disney Plus.
She need a password.
I need a password.
Guys, just to let you know, last night I just texted my daughter and was like, "Can I have your password?" So I have the password.
Yay!
So now I will be able to watch it whenever.
Great job, Tony.
You actually asked permission as well. Look at that. Wow.
You didn't swipe it?
No, I didn't throw it out in the air like somebody on the show. If somebody would gift me their password.
That's how you get things done. And then guess who watched Mandalorian before you did?
No, you're right, but it took you like 5 months. It took you like 5 months, and it took my daughter about 5 minutes to give me that password.
And how long it take you to watch the episodes, Tony?
Nah, she sent me the I see what you're saying, but still.
Now, is this your daughter that lives there, or the other daughter?
Yeah, they're living with me.
Wait,
she better give you the password.
Yeah, right.
But yes, guys, apparently Shuri is not going to be the lead, but she's going to have a more prominent role. So I thought that was going to be interesting. So I guess she's not going to be the Black Panther yet. And apparently they'll probably recast. That's what it sounds like. And probably release it closer to, I guess, release time.
You know who?
I think either that or M'Baku. They might make him the Black Panther. One or the other.
Duke, right?
Yeah, what's the Duke? Yeah.
With the one who was
the great gorilla.
The gorilla guy. Okay, so I think they should put Denzel's son as the new Black Panther.
That would be cool.
Yeah, he works. Yeah.
I can't see M'Baku as a Black Panther. I look at the Black Panther as small and agile and flipping around and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's kind of built.
Yeah, he's too big. What are you gonna be he ain't gonna be the Black Panther. He's gonna be like the Black Lion or something. Bro, you too big.
I mean, yeah. But we'll see. They tried to give it to him at the end of the first movie and whatnot. They declined it, but we'll see.
Is Killmonger gonna be in the second one?
I think they'll try to figure out how to get him in there some type of way. I
would say in the third one. I'm still holding out for that.
Michael B. Jordan needs to be in the next one. He's a part of the, the series.
The Legacy.
He's busy though, so I don't know. We'll see.
He ain't that busy in a pandemic, is he?
He's writing, producing, directing. He's got a lot going on.
That's what I'm saying. He's on magazine covers and whatnot.
Nothing but time, like everybody else.
Nah, that's not the case in Hollywood.
Yeah, because just because you don't see somebody in the forefront, they could be. That means they're really busy in the background.
Well, he was just on a magazine cover, so he got time to take pictures.
I mean, that's the picture. He could have took that picture at home.
He got time to take pictures. I want him to be the Black Panther.
Could be the new Black Panther? No, he can't be.
No,
I'll be upset about that.
Black Panther. I want him.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, he could be in the film.
To me, you got to revive Killmonger, especially now. I don't think they're going to do it for the second one though. I think it's going to be on the third one. Personally,
I don't agree with that.
Listen,
what do you think about that, Tony?
I wasn't the biggest fan of Black Panther, but I think his character is really good. So I agree. Don't make him the villain of the very next movie, or let him feel like, because we don't really know if he died or not, right? We're going with the is he dead, is he not? So let it be mysterious. We think like he's out of the MCU, and then bam, the third one he comes in. You know, whether he's be a good guy or a bad guy. I don't want the very next movie, you know. Plus, I feel like you could hold your cards a little bit too, right? Because you got to think of these movies. Yes, they do connect, but then some movies get pushed to the side, like the Hulk, right? So he's only in the movies, but don't get his own movie. Black Panther got his own movie. So let's see. That's 3 Black Panther movies we could have. So we got a really good character that people could connect with, and we could do a third movie, you know what I'm saying? So it don't get stale. So when people might, like, let's say the second movie, people complain, however they try to write the character off. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the third one, but then you throw Killmonger in there. Oh, never mind, I'm watching it.
Not exactly. I think they're gonna do it the same way they did the Winter Soldier. He's gonna be an extra scene at the end of the film. So technically, he's gonna be in Black Panther 2 without being in Black Panther 2. He's gonna be, just like how they put him on ice. With all the Wakandan tech, to me, that's very easy. Like we all said, it was very obvious that he had a very dramatic death scene without actually confirming that he was dead. So
I wouldn't mind him coming back and helping out or whatever. Just don't make him the Black Panther. That would kind of upset me.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if they wanted to make a storyline where the viewers could understand the character that physically look right for the part, you got to know him. I mean, technically, it wouldn't be a bad sell.
No, it would be a bad sell.
I mean, to me, I feel like it would make more sense in the third, because then his character arc would have a complete resolution for me personally.
Yep,
I don't think you can complete that in the second film. That's what I'm saying. At the moment, he should be like a scene at the end after the credits, the way that Marvel does, and then in the third one, get him back to help like halfway or a third through the movie, and then he has his complete resolution as his character development, and then he's really besides Shuri, he's the one with the DNA to be the Black Panther as well.
Yeah,
it's interesting too, especially because the Black Panther has already interacted with the rest of the Avengers as well. So I wonder, how they write them finding out that T'Challa's gone. Like, it's a lot of ways they can go.
It's going to be cool, and I think they're going to really try to wow us as fans. So I want them to put their best. I want them to like how I take my hat off for this episode of The Mandalorian. Right? They added they added so many throwbacks in a smooth way of bringing it up, and I feel like that's good. Right? When I was watching, I said to Sandy, "That's good writing." Even when I said that was good writing, was as simple as this. When she was trying to get him to grab the rock and he wouldn't, and then he went in his pocket, and I was thinking, remember when he took the ball off, right? The thing, you guys following me, right?
Yeah.
All right, because I switched back to Mandalorian, but I'm gonna tie it back in. Even when that happened, I was like, is he just gonna grab it and throw it back in the ship, right? But no, he put it in his pocket. Now that little bit, I was like, why is he even keeping it with him? What if he lose it, right? And that's his toy he liked to play with. So then even though it wasn't toy, so then when she tried to get him to get the rock and he wouldn't, and then when he kneeled down and went in his pocket, I was like, that's good writing. Like, he kept the thing that he signified with, that he's always trying to take, that he already used the Force to take. So I go back to Disney and the Black Panther, as long as they really do good writing, like tie it together, then they could pull off Killmonger being a Black Panther if they do it right, man. Like I said, ambition is what I like.
I mean, I think he's definitely going to end up the Black Panther because of the storyline, and they didn't show him die. They showed him, I don't know.
I'm kind of with Rick on this, man. I don't think they showed him getting buried, but they showed him lose his last breath at that point, didn't they? Like,
no, didn't he just fall off the cliff?
He didn't fall off the cliff, I don't think.
No. Guys, he got, and shout out to Ricardo St. John, Sock Passe, my bro. So for me, it's like, all right, he stabbed himself with the dagger, with the blade, whatever, and then he fainted. But that doesn't mean you actually die at that moment, because he was talking moments before, and you don't just die that quickly from a knife wound or a dagger wound. If we're being honest.
And I think the one big thing you guys are all forgetting, it's a comic book movie. No one's ever really dead.
Thank you.
No,
That's true.
Nobody.
They
Superman.
call it the fake death universe MCU. So you're right
There
about
you
that.
go. They ain't lying.
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah. I think that speech I think Rick referred to that speech when he said, I want to go out like my ancestors. I'd rather death than bondage or whatever like that. Like that was very, very heavy.
And to me, I agree with that completely. That's why I think it can only happen on the 3rd, because essentially he would be resurrected against his will, and then you would have that whole character development. So that, to me, that's why I think it'll fit if they do it, as Tony said, if they do it correctly. And I think Ryan Coogler and people like, what's his name, Feige would be able to pull it off personally.
Yeah, well, to the writing point of Tony, like that's the one good thing I've been hearing about the pandemic is that when people were especially on the real lockdowns, a lot of writers got a great writing done. They have nothing else to do, stuff like that. So even though there was no like shooting done, the writing, probably was real high quality moving forward, stuff like that.
Absolutely, and perhaps they'll add this aspect in production moving forward, giving writers space to write as opposed to trying to rush things out. You know what I mean? Give them that time.
Yeah, rather than saying you have a deadline and stuff like that, whatever. So,
well, I mean, you're always going to need a deadline because I feel like that deadline.
I mean, yeah.
I get what Mike was saying, though.
Yeah, I definitely understand and agree as well. And then, does anyone else have any news that they want to share? Anyone in the comments? Anyone on the panel? Anything that's on your mind or in your hearts, guys? What's up?
I just been gaming like crazy, building this new gaming brand. So all I got to talk about is gaming. But movies, I'm dying for a Marvel movie personally. Black Widow's looking good. The recent Wonder Woman trailer, the most recent Wonder Woman trailer looks amazing. I think I heard Campia say he felt there wasn't any good trailers, and I'm like, dude, did he see the recent trailer? Because it looks really good. But yeah, movies and games. I just want more, but I understand that COVID is limiting a lot of things. But I'm looking forward to anything new. I'm just open.
Absolutely.
I'm curious if HBO Max can do watch parties like Netflix and Disney Plus, especially with Wonder Woman 84 coming out on Christmas Day. So if anybody can find out, can they do it? Let me know.
Definitely, because everyone in the comments, we are planning on doing a mental theater Wonder Woman 1984 watch along for the day after Christmas, Boxing Day. So December 26th, which is a Saturday. So we're trying to have a watch party before mental theater, then talk about it afterwards.
I had to really debate hard if I'm gonna get HBO because I don't know where do I feel that Wonder Woman ain't big enough for me to get HBO. I'd rather go to the movies.
Lovecraft Country, young man. Did you see the review?
I never even seen a trailer for that show. The most I know about that show is from Chloé. I never even seen a trailer.
You should watch their review they did this week. Our review was pretty good.
Oh, you guys did our review?
They did, yeah.
And we talked to you two specifically to watch it.
How do I not know about that?
Well, we said it in the chat. I don't know what else to tell you.
You put it in the chat?
Yeah.
So we did.
Yeah.
Where the heck was I?
Not to mention, you get the notifications from being a subscriber to the channel. So I don't know what else to tell you, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
They definitely mentioned us in the review a couple times, so I agree with that.
Yeah, I feel like whatever. Yeah, you know me. I'm a watch. Yeah. I watch everything.
I'm gonna tell you, so it made me want to watch the show, watching their review. So
no, I mean, just hearing Chloé talk about it makes me. Chloé said, "Listen," she said it's similar to True Blood, which I loved. I mean, everything she said, but I'd literally never seen a trailer. So like, I hear you, but I can't match it up visually, right? So like, I hear you, like, oh man, it's a good show, whatever, but I don't know what the characters look like. I don't know if I don't know nothing. So I need to probably just.
Yeah.
The characters are attractive.
I mean,
you know what? No, Chloé said that on the review. She said it wasn't marketed well. Yeah, she said that. So
yeah.
But I think about HBO is weird. HBO markets on HBO, so very, very heavy. So if you don't have HBO, you miss a lot of their trailers and marketing and stuff like that.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
That's true.
Did you guys watch Watchmen?
Well, you talked about it before, but no, we watched the movie, but not the show.
So listen, Josh and I are gonna have to watch that and do a review on that because Watchmen is awesome up there. Like, I think you guys would love Watchmen.
Right.
Oh,
hey Josh. So you seen did you guys watch Watchmen yet?
No, I think I'm gonna do that today.
Okay. I was gonna ask. Okay.
I will watch it again.
We're gonna
How
do
many?
negotiating later. We'll see.
How many episodes?
9 or 10,
And how long are each episode?
an hour. So if I watch that whole Witcher thing,
but you decided to binge watch it. Number one,
you'll like Watchmen is like one of those.
and is it connected to the like the?
I didn't watch the movie, but it's there's superpowers in it. There's
but
of like superpowers. It's like a mystery type of
and has Regina King, right?
Oh, Regina King killed it.
I watched Lovecraft first. And we'll see how.
Thank you, Miguel.
Yeah.
Look,
man,
Ricardo.
the movie was good though.
No, listen,
Yeah,
I
it was.
watched the movie, but Watchmen itself was definitely it was very intriguing. It's one of those shows that you're just kind of lost the first couple of episodes, and there's a whole bunch of things happening, and you're like, why is this happening? And then the build up, like the writing is really well, how it's done really well, how it releases the plot, and then it ends cliffhanger. So you're like, oh, what's going on?
Also news I saw apparently Godzilla vs. Kong might wind up going to streaming too.
Oh wow.
Okay, let's be clear. Listen, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so I don't care how that's coming out. I'm watching it day one. So if I gotta pay for HBO, if I gotta pay for Disney, if I gotta pay, I don't care what it's on, I'm paying for that.
Wow.
Yeah,
Really?
that's how much of a fan. Yeah, I'm a huge Godzilla fan, so I'll follow that anyway. So, and I got to see it day one. So
Ricardo, right? See, they need to just listen to me. Yes. See, Watchmen was better than the movie. See?
That's
a very
powerful statement, E-Money. Okay.
It is a powerful statement.
See, two people. See, I got co-signers out there. I don't speak unless I know what I'm talking about, gentlemen. True.
Don't forget your stuff is recorded, so
it's on wax.
On wax.
On wax.
And in response to that, I respectfully respond.
I hope you don't think I'm like talking out of my not that you mind.
You kind of set yourself up for that one, Diz. Yeah, I need that video, Tony Stark Jr. with the Joker.
Yeah.
Me, I need that.
Well, you know what? I was looking for it the other day. When you put the thing in there, I was gonna put it in there. I'm like, dude, I spent about a half an hour. I'm like, where is that video?
I was looking for it as well. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I was gonna put it in there, but I know it's on my external hard drive, so I'll get it.
Yeah, it's on one of our shows too. So.
Yeah, well, yeah, but that's how I know. Yeah. What I was gonna say to you, Josh. Josh, did you tell her what you want for your birthday? That screen I sent you. That monitor?
Oh, I did send it to her.
Woo!
Yeah, that was magnificent.
Yeah.
But I would actually want the PS5 before that, if I'm being
well, yeah. Yeah, my brother actually sent me a picture yesterday of him holding his PS5. Yeah.
My cousin's boyfriend got one. They were playing it on Thanksgiving on the big screen TV.
Nice.
Got the
All right, hold on. If you guys are done, my time is up. I got to get back to work.
You sound man.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you guys later this week, I'm sure.
All right. Peace. Yep. So you were saying, Tony?
Yeah, I was just saying that some people got the secure, we call it the secured the PS5. So but yeah, I'm loving this gaming news. I love when new systems come out. Gaming is so cool right now, and I guess it's helping because I love movies so much. So I feel like the movies is not at the forefront right now. So it's just cool to see what's going on in gaming. Gaming is going crazy.
Because next year is going to be very interesting. Because you asked this question on your Stadia Source podcast. You were asking what could they have done to make it more competitive with the new consoles, and I was saying if they were able to have the next gen graphics this year, but they strategically postpone it until next year, I'm sure, to get the sales up for the new Xbox and the new PlayStation. So I'm actually curious to see how competitive it'll be next year when you have Stadia having gen graphics. And
because it's a big thing right now in the video game world is that there's like a war, right? you got your graphic heavy people, and I used to be one of them, right? And you got your people that's more into gameplay, right? So when Destiny 2 came out 3 years ago in September, I went, because I'm a huge Destiny fan, and again, I videotaped my life. I went and bought a 70-inch 4K TV and a PlayStation 4 Pro. I got the video of me going to Walmart. I put the Walmart cashier in the video, and I bought it, and then I played for 24 hours straight. Like, that's how much I wanted to play in its absolute best quality, right? Now, I only play video games on my laptop. So you figure, like, bro, you got a 4K 70-inch TV right there. But I've learned that my one friend, he used to always say, like, the human eye could only see but so many pixels. So he was like, we keep getting bigger and bigger. I used to argue with him, yeah, but at the end of the day, you're still going to see how sharp it is, right? You might not be able to tell, like, oh, it got 180 pixels versus 24, but you're going to still see the sharpness and clarity, which I get it. But what I've realized was, once you're immersed and you're into that game, you almost forget how great it looks, and you're into, oh, I gotta fight this boss and I gotta go up here and I gotta jump and fly. And so I think the counter argument is, yeah, Google could have brought, it's called blades. That's what their things are made of. They could have upgraded their blades now, which is really cool because you wouldn't have to pay for it. So that's the argument with cloud gaming, is you could go out and buy a PlayStation 5 for $500, or you could purchase the game itself and play it on a free platform. Right. So then when they do upgrade their blades, again, imagine if they upgrade to PlayStation 5 standards or greater, it's still going to be free. So for some people, are like, wait, I could just buy the new game on that platform for free. But anyway, I think it's a large people that's just into gameplay like me right now. Even though my laptop has 144 hertz, which probably look better than my 4K TV, but it's only 1080p. But it's the smoothness of it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think your question was great, and I think they could have did that, because that would have been really smart. So if you were trying to compete, but here's what I wonder, Josh. So we always look at PlayStation versus Xbox, right? And this versus that, and Sony versus Apple. But the slap in the face is when you realize that Samsung was making the screen displays for iPhone. So it's like, we're saying who's better, and they're like, thanks, man, I appreciate it. So I wonder if Google, if they have their Gen, because they call it Stadia Gen 2, if it's ready, and they're probably, Sony and them was like, listen, bro, you're going to undermine us. We want to make money. And if you just come out with your Gen 2, which is going to be on par with us, but it's free, like, how are we going to make all this money? They're probably like, oh, that makes sense. I wonder, right? How much backdoor deals are there? Like, even now, Microsoft spent $7.9 billion to acquire Bethesda Studios, right?
Right.
So, and even I watched a video that said that's how huge it is. That's more money than Disney paid to acquire Marvel and
Star Wars.
Exactly, right? That's more money. So, but now Xbox is still going to allow Sony to have those games, right? So it's like, listen, there's so much partnerships, and we as consumers always wonder, like, oh, this is better, that's better, and they're probably like, they're so stupid. We're like, all right, cool. So I wonder about stuff like that.
It is very interesting, and it'd be very cool to see what happens next holiday season, perhaps when there's less COVID shenanigans going around.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully.
That definitely messed things up. We had the PlayStation 5, the new Xbox. We got all that. We had, stuff like Black Widow, all these we lost out so much with COVID. So I'm just hoping, like you alluded to, the writing and stuff like that, people could, have more time. I'm hoping that we see like like the next couple movies, like the movies that was written and developed during COVID. I hope we're like, oh my, like blown away.
Right. And I feel like we won't get that until the second wave of movies, because you have all the first wave would be the ones that got delayed, like Black Widow and 007 and whatnot. So probably next holiday season again.
Yeah, I agree.
But all right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. E-Money in the comments, Ricardo and Chris B and Stadia Pro Gaming once again. By the way, are you guys going to do any streaming together in the future?
So here's what's cool. So I think I told my real quick story, that it was a guy. Oh, I sent you the video. The guy was like, yeah, there's some guy that want to do something with you, want to work with you. Well, he was talking about Stadia Pro Gaming. So we're like cool now. He was streaming with me yesterday and everything. So yeah, we got some stuff in the works. and then it's going to be cool. It's not going to be just Stadia content. It's going to be like a old school gamer type, talking about retro gaming and stuff like that. So stuff that both of you guys would like, and it's not this cloud stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'll keep keep it
there you go, because I mean, like you said, you had such a great influx of new subscribers after the the marathon, this Stadia Plus, and the
Super Saturday.
Super Saturday. So imagine if you did that once a month anyway, with all these new Stadia gamers that you just met. I think that would be pretty cool too.
Yeah. So, but it's cool. Got some stuff in the works. Thanks for asking the question too. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. And E Money asks, I know this is off topic, but this will get you to watch the Watchmen show. Dr. Manhattan did a Martian Manhunter move. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what that meant, but I was wondering if Josh, the reason why I asked you if you watched the show, because Chloe probably didn't watch the movie, and Dr. Manhattan's character, so I was curious about that.
Right. Yeah, that'd be very interesting to see. That's okay. Thank you, E Money. Appreciate it. So I guess after some very strict negotiations, we'll see if I watch it today.
Fair enough.
All right, guys. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Take care. Peace.
Let's go.